it's surreal. I think a lot of illustrators are actually frustrated filmmakers because the way I work is that you read the text and then you think of it as a film and then you effectively take stills from that film. That's the way I work personally. So it's an amazing experience to see this really moving story sort of brought to life, but they've brought so much more than that. Bayona's brought this beautiful, magical, almost ethereal quality to it, and he's brought something completely different to the actual book. So there's another layer that he's added on of like a modern fairy tale, really.
And how did you collaborate with him?
Well, we Skyped to start with because there's a big distance, but then I just sent images over, and then I went to see them working in the motion capture studio, and it's a great experience because there are a collision of the old school movie sort of techniques. So there's a giant hand, full-scale monster hand, for example, like the old King Kong films, and then you'll see I saw Liam Neeson wearing his full motion capture outfit moving about. In real time you see these digital monsters on another screen following Liam Neeson's movements. So while they're performing, I saw this monster moving, and while Liam Neeson's having a cup of tea, there's a monster there having a cup of tea as well. So it's a fantastic experience.
Break the windows!
Break them yourself.
It's okay that you're angry. I'm angry too. And if you need to break things, by God, you break them.
And it's such an unusual book. I mean, it's not really a children's book. It's a YA book. It's a young adult book because it deals with some very serious themes. Connor, who becomes an illustrator in the film, which you must love. You now get to be the hero of the movie, being an illustrator.
Well, yeah, he actually illustrates in the same technique that I did. He blows ink through a straw. And the reason for that is because when I was illustrating the monster, I was living in Scotland, and we had the coldest winter on record there, about in 2010. And it was so cold, the only way I could work was to get an electric blanket, gaffer tape it around my body, and then put every item of clothing on I could, and then plug myself in, you see. But it was still too cold to actually draw. So I had to use things like ink techniques, just blowing ink, throwing ink on the paper. So the whole design of the monster is because it was just freezing. It was freezing. But the initial design for the monster, which is very similar to the one in the film, was purely originally because it was just very, very cold conditions to work in.